só chegar a esta casa.
Ah, it's the giant man! Marie! The giant man's here!
Giant?
Ah, hello there. I was beginning to think you weren't coming this week.
I was having trouble deciding on what to bring you.
You're always welcome here, you know. You don't have to bribe yourself in. But I appreciate it, thank you.
I wouldn't feel right if I didn't bring something. I bought a variety of fruits for you today, so you can share them with the children.
They'll be delighted. Thank you.
It's nothing, really.
So, have you decided on a name for yourself yet?
Not yet, no.
Nothing at all? It makes talking to you a little awkward, not having anything to call you.
In that case, the giant man is as good as anything.
Did he get under your skin?
A little. I'm not that big, am I?
He's like Michelle. We're all giants to little kids. I do wish they'd be a little less blunt about it sometimes, though.
Indeed. I suppose it's better than them being afraid of me. The children here have strong nerves.
They're ordinary kids. You're just not a scary person.
They only assume I'm harmless because I'm with you.
What? You make it sound like you actually are dangerous or something.
Because I am.
Want me to show you? Actually, no, not with church kids.
I was about to say something really horrible.
Say it.
I was like, let's see how many kids I can skewer.
Don't get worked up about it. The only thing different about us is our race. Everything else is exactly the same.
I'm not so sure.
You must have had some pretty awful experiences because of your appearance then, to make you so concerned about it. I wish I could say I understood your pain.
That's not necessary.
But if I could, then maybe I'd feel a little closer to you. If only I could be even half the same race as you.
You have nothing to gain from being more like me. This is
You don't think so?
so weird because, I mean, so in their second lives, Pauline was essentially used as a way to hurt Yukimasa, but she also got everything she wanted. Well, almost everything. Like, you know, she got to live in a city by the sea. She got to be a normal girl. She got to be half Asian. It's so odd.
Yeah. You don't think so? I think there's a lot that would be nice about it. I would probably have really pretty black hair at least. You do in your next life. If I'm ever reborn, I'd like to be more like you.
Why are you so obsessed with being like me?
I just am?
Oh.
Oh. Oh my god, Yukimasa. Yeah.
That was about the time I started noticing the feelings she had for me. At first, I thought I was simply being egotistical. That there was no way a woman like her would be interested in a man like me. but I couldn't think of any other explanation for the way she looked at me. Back then, I believed I loved her too, and that if we could be together as man and woman, that I would finally be able to attain the peace I so sought. That I could wash my hands of the killer within me, defeat the urges once and for all. That I could step out of the darkness I had lived in for so long. That I would be able to see the light. That I would be able to experience love like any other ordinary man. So in the name of that hope, I took action. That foolish, naive hope.
What are we doing out here so late at night?
Sorry for asking you to meet me on such short notice. I hope it wasn't too much trouble sneaking out.
It certainly wasn't easy. So, you had something to tell me?
What I'm about to tell you, every last word is sincere. And then once you've heard me out, I want you to turn me down.
What?
Over these past few months, I've come to at least somewhat understand the responsibilities and restrictions placed on you as a nun. But even ignoring the obligations you have, I know good and well I am not a suitable match for you. Which is why, as I said, I would like you to turn me down.
I still want to hear it.
I love you. I fell for you the moment I first saw you. I know I don't deserve to be anywhere near you. But every time we met, my desire to be with you grew stronger and stronger until it was out of my control. Turn me down, Marie, please, and I will stop trying to get close to you.
I'm not Marie.
You're not... what?
My real name is Pauline.
Pauline.
Marie is my baptismal name. It's not the name I was given at birth. I love you too. I fell for you the moment I first laid eyes on you. I know it's forbidden, but I want to be with you too. Any free time I have, I want to spend it with you.
I'm glad to hear you say that.
Thank you for being honest with me.
No, thank you for not turning me down.
Wow, talk about an anxious day. When you asked me to meet you out here tonight, I wondered if that might be what it was about. It felt like my heart was going to explode all day.
Heart explode?
Guys get nervous about telling girls how they feel too, don't they?
Yeah, we do.
Yukimasa, do you even know?
He's like, sure.
Until now, I had no idea falling in love was so hard on the nerve. Just thinking about you makes my mind turn to mush. It's hard to work like that, you know?
Is it really that stressful?
Is it like that for you too?
Yeah. Thinking about you makes it impossible to concentrate. Tell me something, Pauline.
What is it?
How exactly is it hard on your nerves?
What? How exactly? It's like, I'm in the clouds and I want to scream and I want to jump into a lake all at the same time.
That doesn't help me much. Could you be a little more specific?
Really? Are you trying to embarrass me? It's like my whole body gets really hot.
You mean you get You mean you get aroused?
Aroused? No, to put it bluntly, yes.
I see.
You're a real jerk, you know. You shouldn't go around trying to...
Sorry, I didn't mean to.
Oh, you.
Well, that was insightful. So I'm not in love with her, or romantically attracted to her, or even physically attracted to her. All I want from her is her smile. Being around her doesn't arouse me. In fact, it does exactly the opposite. My fire burns brightest when I'm not with her. It all makes sense now. I just want someone to keep me placated. I'm disturbed through and through. A murderer and a beast.
See? That's why I didn't want to say anything. I knew you would laugh at me.
I'm sorry. I truly am. I did ultimately get what I wanted out of the arrangement. She became my tether, became an invaluable part of my life, even if I had no real love for her. When I was with her, I was at peace. That said, her presence didn't completely rid me of my urges. I was still occasionally struck with bouts of insatiable thirst, overwhelming desire to mutilate anyone who came into my line of sight. And sometimes Pauline became the object of that desire. It goes without saying that I never did draw my sword on her, but I had no way of knowing when I might lose control. And if I ever did kill her, then there would be nothing left to keep me from regressing completely into a beast. Pauline and I arranged regular nighttime meetings, though never once did I tell her how I truly felt. And I had no intention to either. When I was with her, I was in the role of her lover. She never questioned my love for her, and expressing hers for me caused her to smile even more than normal. The happier she was, the more beneficial it was to me. Spending time with her in this capacity, I was able to gain a deeper understanding of what kind of person Pauline was. She was a deeply generous and compassionate woman. Why I now understand her near-compulsive deeds of charity were a result of the stress and uncertainty she felt about herself. At the time, I believe she was doing it because she genuinely wanted to. I believe she wanted to save absolutely everyone, to be the saintess she had come to be known as. She gave assistance to anyone who sought it from her without question. And as a result, the church's coffers quickly dried up. Her God did not supply her with an endless store of bread and wine either. In the end, any endeavor, no matter the intention, requires money. In time, her generosity turned excessive, self-destructive. She would even skip meals so that others could eat. In retrospect, that was probably my fault too. As I pushed her toward wanting to be a regular girl, she pushed back against that desire by being even more charitable. Soon, her actions started making the other nuns' lives difficult, giving her a less than favorable reputation within the church. Still, she would tell me when we met up how she wished she could help even more people. If doing so would give her peace, and if I could be a part of that peace, then I wanted to grant her wish. But what could a killer like me do to help? Petty thievery wouldn't make me nearly enough money to keep a church and orphanage running. and the raid large enough in scale to do so would inevitably be traced back to the source, which would ruin the church forever. How was a murderer to acquire such a large sum of money? I was ready to jump at any opportunity that presented itself, when I received a summons from the Lord.
Oh,
Ooh. Whoa! Well then, it is Hakopo, but...
that makes no sense.
Okay, I was actually thinking about this a little, and I have two ideas. The first one is that the Lord... There are two lords. One who is his father, and then him. Because I think they might be pulling the same stunt they did with Yukimasa, where they just kept referring to him as the merchant, and they referred to that other guy that he killed as the merchant, which made us assume it was him. So either the Lord is his father, and at some point Hakopo takes over, or there's another possibility. And do you remember at the very beginning of Morgana's, not the very beginning of Morgana's tale, it was when like the slave revolt happened, and there was this, I don't know if they just referred to him as a kid or an orphan. And it was a character that at first I thought was Mel, because she said it was a boy around her age that took her to the brothel. I think that would be him, because it makes no sense they would put so much emphasis on this boy who like helped her when she was down and took her to the brothel, and who she talked about
being a completeness person.
Yeah, and since we now know that Maria was a prostitute at that brothel, that would be the connection that she has with Hakopo. But what I don't...
Because that would mean that he goes there often, either like he sent her there too, or...
Yeah, because like, what I don't know if that's the case is, how then did he become a lord?
Yeah.
Yeah, but I'm thinking it's one of those two, but...
I wonder if that's where the Lord or like Hakopo himself got all those girls with him.
It's possible. Because yeah, they did mention that he had a lot of concubines with him, and they could have been from that brothel too.
It's just hard to see where he fits in everything.
Yeah.
Him and Maria are kind of like outliers in the whole thing.
But again, it's like, if he was that boy, then why would he have then turned on Morgana like that?
Yeah. Especially, like, knowing that they were taking her blood and stuff.
Yeah, like, he already knew that that's what was happening at the court, so he... that would have been
That would
so
make no sense.
Up.
Yeah. Well, I guess we'll
unless
find
he's
out.
just that much of a douchebag.
Maybe. Or, like, maybe he, like, manipulates them and is, like, super nice to them and then just completely, like, turns on them. I don't know.
Yeah. But I like the sprite, not gonna lie.
Yeah. Like, peak smug. I take it you're the Oriental man who's been buzzing around the local church of late?
When I first saw the Lord, I was surprised at just how young he looked. There couldn't have been more than a couple years difference between us. I had envisioned him as elderly, or at the very least a middle-aged man. That would be me, yes. What of it?
Who do you think you're talking to, you impudent rat? Show some damn respect.
Apologies. I am not familiar with the local customs or language.
Very well then. You're fortunate I'm such an understanding man.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, Hakopo. Now, for the reason I called you here. You're the one who killed that cart full of slaves 4 years ago, aren't you?
So you know about that.
I wasn't actually sure it was you, but now I have confirmation. Since then, one slave of Far Eastern origin has remained unaccounted. I take it that would be you?
That's right.
You made one hell of a mess out there.
Am I here to be punished?
That depends on how our talk goes.
If you think I'm going back to being a slave, you're fooling yourself.
I don't need any more damn slaves, and I certainly don't want you as one.
I mean, considering what he did to his previous masters, yeah.
Yeah, you made a good choice. You're obviously not finding any respectable work being an ex-slave, so I take it you're still in the business of getting your hands dirty, are you not? I assume you're playing cat burglar or something, living off whatever you can swipe from the nearest unlucky bastard.
Correct.
Isn't it comical then that you would choose God's sacred house to stretch your legs in, you filthy dog?
I absolutely agree.
I thought that would get a reaction out of you, but it seems you've got no bite in you to... Never mind, let's get down to business. You're going to help me out with a little something I'm working on.
Help you with what, exactly?
Something that's going to make me a lot of money. And if you lend a hand, I'll make sure you're well taken care of. Along with the church you're so fond of, and the nun you've taken a liking to. Yours has made quite a name for herself. Out in the city proper, people have started calling her the Saintess.
They're right about that. She is.
The commoners love their heroes and saints. They eat that rubbish right up. But saint or not, you can't simply create food from nothing. Her work is causing financial troubles for the church, is it not?
It is, yes.
If you help me with this, I'm bringing you an entirely new church. One where she has complete control to do as she wishes. She'll make it into the biggest church in the city. She'll be able to help even more people, which should surely please her.
What would you have me do?
Jumping at the first whiff of scraps. You really are a dog, aren't you?
Bark, bark. I don't like conversations that overstay their welcome.
Fair enough. Then let's get to business. Not far from here lives a witch whose blood has the power to cause miracles.
Miracle blood. Sounds like a sham to me.
Oh, well, you're not wrong. You never know. They say the sound of her first cry brought rain to the land where she was born, saving the whole village from drought. And they say her blood has the power to cure any disease. I'll worry about the veracity of the rumors later. Right now, all I want is for you to capture her and bring her to me.
Explain something to me, Lord. You said if I helped you, the nun would be able to save more people than she does now. So how does capturing this witch accomplish that?
I'm glad you know how to listen, dog. We'll be turning the blood into a miracle elixir, which she will then distribute to patrons of the church. In exchange for tis, of course.
Selling it, then.
Selling isn't quite the right word, but if that's how you want to think of it, by all means. The commoner's beloved saint is handing out an all-powerful miracle medicine. Now lap it up.
And in turn, you'll make a fortune.
Exactly. Money I can use to support our church. It'll be a boon to the city's economy as well. A single witch's freedom is all it'll cost for everyone here to come out happy. So what'll it be? Will you help, or will I have to?
I'll help. I have no reason not to.
Decisive and a good listener. Excellent.
Once I've captured the witch, where do I take her?
I have a mansion set aside where your nun can run her church. There's an observation tower on the grounds. The witch will be kept locked up there to ensure we have a constant supply of blood.
Okay. When do you want me to get her?
You're just chomping at the bit now, aren't you? I thought you'd hesitate at least a little, but I guess it was foolish of me to presume to understand how a killer's mind works. All the resources I put into investigating you and everyone close to you were wasted, it would seem. Do you even have a conscience?
Don't act like you're any different. I was just about to say.
I assure you, I have a conscience. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't necessary for the growth of the city.
No, I mean you're as much a murderer as me. You would never come up with a scheme like this if your hands were clean.
Watch your mouth, dog. Don't you dare insinuate I would ever huh? Oh! I would ever condescend to your level. Weird.
Because, there's nothing immoral about kidnapping a girl and bleeding her dry. I agreed to the Lord's terms. A couple days later, I made my way out to the location the Lord had given me. A small cottage by a lake where the witch was said to live. I had been instructed to take her alive, but not that I wasn't allowed to harm her. So my plan was to force my way in and immobilize her as soon as she opened the door. The Lord was right. I didn't have anything resembling a conscience. I was too far gone to be bothered by the prospect of disabling a witch. Not even the fact that I had found a degree of solace in my relationship with Pauline would change that. However,
Who's there?
when I heard the witch's voice through the door, I froze. It was a girl from 4 years earlier. I didn't even have to see her. I knew right away. I wouldn't mistake that voice, the stream of pure, clear water cutting through the grime, for anything. I would never forget the first thing that had ever managed to suppress my desires, my first tether. When the Lord told me about the witch, I never once expected it to be her.
Who is it?
Are you the witch with the miracle blood? My hand rested on the hilt of my sword. I had, at first, meant to break down the door if she wouldn't open it for me.
Please leave.
However, when I heard that voice, my hand fell limp.
Please stay away from my home.
I am in need of your blood. Could you not spare a little?
I have nothing to spare for a man like you. My blood is only for the sick and needy. So please go away. Stay away from me. I'm begging you. Get away from this place. You're a murderer. I want nothing to do with you. So please, just go away.
As you say. As she had commanded, I took my leave of her cottage, in somewhat of a haze. It should have come as no surprise, but in the 4 years since our last encounter, she had no kind words left to spare me. Yet even in her derision, I still felt myself being calmed by the sound of her voice. I debated with myself. Should I do as the Lord requested and capture her? Or should I let her go free as I had done 4 years earlier? You already know what I decided to do, though, don't you? That's right, I went with the first option. After all, I had no need for 2 tethers. While breaking down her door was still an option, the witch was wary of me. If she were to somehow manage to escape, there was no saying how the Lord might react. So I stood watch, waiting for her to step outside. The problem was, she never opened her door. It wasn't just me. It seemed she was wary of everyone. There was one exception, though. The boy. She left the cottage for him. They went on walks together around the lake.
It's been a while since we last went on one of our walks, huh? I haven't been sleeping much, taking care of Nellie. Is her condition worsening again? Yeah.
Jesus. Do you have any good ones in here? Oh, that's not bad. Kind of pricey, but it's not bad. Actually, we have ones that we haven't equipped yet. Oko. We don't have an antiquarian yet. We do have a houndmaster, but might be... Oh, gang tree for syphilis, right. Let's see here. Ooh. Very nice. Let's do a different one. Let's do the Cove. We haven't done anything in the Cove yet. Hime needs to be in slot 3. Delir go 2. We can put Moon in first. And... crap, I don't think we have an open 4th, so it'll have to be Kidane. Oh, let's not fuck this up again. What? Oh, god damn it. They don't need to feed.